What's up, nobody that's in here yet? Man, these Curri runs keep getting younger, earlier and earlier for the large order program Curri, the lot Curri. Anyway, guys, what's up? It's sunshine time in the Rockies. Real quick, for those who didn't catch and for those who have never caught Tony the Driven Dad and I and Lisa usually, not yesterday, well, briefly, but make sure you catch Coffee in Colorado. It's Wednesday mornings at 10:30 to 11:30 Mountain Time. You guys will have to do the math because I'm in the car. For those of you that know, when I do these Curri early AM ride-alongs, I do not read the chat. I will read it quickly after I load up at the location, and I will also read it after I drop off. So, but not while I'm driving. Sometimes I catch a little thing and I say hello. So if I say hello to somebody and not you, don't take it personally. It's just that the corner of my eye caught it while I was looking at my navigation too. So anyway, yeah, I got 2 Curri orders going from Sherman-Williams in the down south new facility, Sherman-Williams. I'm gonna call it low jack Sherman-Williams since they low jack all the paint, and then they're both going to even south of there, which I'm not into, but because I took 2, and this is gonna be interesting because I've never taken 2 at the same time from the same location, but it let me do it, and I only did it because these Curri orders showed complete weight, so I could see, okay, this one's this, and between the 2, I've taken more weight in one load before, so, and because it's Sherman-Williams, I know how it comes, how it's all packaged up, so less weight, even between two orders is gonna be fine, and they're going, I mean, again, Curri, if you don't know, we can talk about this another time, but Curri uses a radius system with the zip code, so I don't exactly know where each one is until I accept it, but I looked them up after I accepted it, and they're only about 8 miles apart, or maybe not even 6-7 miles apart, I'm not sure. We'll have to see what the actual is when I get there to the first one. But, and then we'll talk payout at the very end because I'm not even sure what the payout is I grabbed. Because the first one I saw was not enough to make me go all the way down there. However, we'll see. The second one I grabbed was pretty good, so I don't know, we'll see, and I'll through it all later, but right now, I gotta focus on driving. So thank you for joining us, me, and please smack that like if you could. You know what's up. It's free. Nobody's gonna send you a bill down the road, nothing, it's free, people. And again, I can't see who's in here, so I just thought delivering with Ellen know as I say that. And I couldn't read anything you wrote, Ellen, I'm driving, but by the way, I need to talk to you. I want to get you on a para panel in January. I've got like 3 dates that we could work with, so I'll text you a little bit later this morning, Ellen, and send you the dates and see if any of them can work. So, because they just are getting better and better and better, you guys. This week we had Sergio and Chris from the Rideshare Guy, and we talked about the utilization rate of your time as a gig worker. We talked to some rideshare, obviously, since they're the Rideshare guys, and always a great conversation. David was there too, but we talked about utilization rate big time and how to make sure that, you know, like for example, your dash time and your active time for door dashers, I'll use this as a relevance, you know, one's 70 hours in many markets and then the other is like 42 or 48 hours. Well, that's that's 22 hours that still have to count as working on some level, people, because you're out and about waiting for orders. So you gotta, I mean, you do the percentage of how many hours you were on the platform and then how many hours you were active, and that's your percentage of your utilization rate. In a perfect world, you'd be 100% utilization rate. So at the end of that episode that we did this week, we started the discussion about Para's new personal dispatch system. Some of it, Gary Middleton made a hilarious comment. I talked about this before. I put a short up and I said, what comes to mind when I say personal dispatch system? And Gary put Maximo in all caps and a laughing emoji. And you guys all know I love Gary. Great friend of mine. Fully support Middleton and GaryZaps.com. He's somewhat right, because it's safety. It does some other, he's got filters and all this stuff. There's a little more to what's the personal dispatch system, because the personal dispatch system is going to be entwined with ParaWorks. So we can help make sure that your utilization rate goes up 10, 15, 20% by getting you ParaWorks gigs that pay better than most of the platforms you're working in your downtime, or even in your competition time for the apps you work. So if you're plugged into Para and you're like, God, I'm not getting any orders, you're decline. Hell, for all, you can be using Gary's apps and Para. If you guys know Mr. Bud Soda, he uses both in together, and it's like a dream match. So, but watch there is so much coming down the pipe this week, this coming week, next week. Next week's release of Para Presents will be about DoorDash. So all you Dashers, make sure you check it out, because we're going to talk with Pedro. We're going to talk with Dashing Trader, and we're going to talk with Kim's Side Money Plans. And I'm sure that the people in here, and if you don't, I'll make sure you get to know these people. These are creators you should know. But if you know those three, they all do DoorDash a lot. Kim's the one who the past few months has been doing that top dasher, and Kim is what I call a top earner no matter what she does. Crushes it multi-apping when she was doing the top dashing, but that race at the end of the month is just ridiculous for top dasher. It's whatever you guys call it, Hell Week or whatever. So it's just that to me is where is the breaking point, and it crosses the independent contractor line. But I wanted to ask all you guys to go check out the Para Presents from this week, because it's on the Para channel. So search Para Inc. or Para Gig Smarter, or go to my page, Rideshare. You're on my page, and in the community post, I put a link to this week's Para Presents, and it's a really good episode. That don't be thrown because I have rideshare people on there. It's a great episode for anybody in the gig economy. There's a lot to be learned in there. And it kind of is it's foreshadowing with some of the stuff we're going to talk about with ParaWorks, because I am full blown on the ParaWorks thing right now. I've always loved the Para team, but I've been waiting for ParaWorks to really blow up, and there's a lot coming on that. So I'll be throwing out a lot of information at you guys on that, and you guys, welcome to a double curry, double pay, double animal style. Thumbs up. can't have that on there. And you guys, when I get to Sherman-Williams, it's usually pretty quick, but if anybody who's in here can, when the screen goes dark, the stream will stay on. I guess it looks like it's buffering or something. Again, this is the YouTube live. I still have not moved. You guys know I'm fully fluent in StreamYard, and that's what I like to use. So I'm going to start setting StreamYard up so that I can hit go from home and then put it on here as a second camera, and leave the camera at home dark. And why am I going to 25 South? No. Oh God. It moved me because of traffic. Shit. Still saying just 7-Eleven. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna need to bust it a little bit here, and I'm stuck in some horrific traffic. Uh-oh. This is not the way I wanted to go. But anyway, you guys, back to what I was saying. I'm using the YouTube. I don't like it, but it does keep my eye off it too. So, for right now, it works. Eventually, when I'm doing these, I'll do it in the StreamYard. I think it's better, and I can do multi-functions a little easier than what I can with this. But I am going to pay attention to the road here. Hey, Chris. So I'm in 6 minute, it says traffic. Shit. No bueno. It's getting me there at 7:12 now, it says, and I was gonna get there at 6:58. I am never late. Maybe I should call these guys. I don't know. Let's see if things change. I guess I got like 10 minutes. Okay. All right, guys. I'm back. I just kind of I made a bad decision, and I am going through the tech center to go back a little bit into Parker. You guys don't, unless you're from Denver, you don't know what I'm talking about. But this time of day, this is one of the worst traffic moves you can make. Yeah. Okay. Anyway. Hey, Mikey. I think I saw Rideshare Lisa in there too. Looks like it's picking up a bit again. But as always, today's episode, paint. Paint. Changing the way people perceive the world. One room at a time. All right. Another gorgeous day. Hey, if anybody knows, and if I don't see it scroll past, I probably won't. Again, I don't watch. I don't see probably 95% of the chat when I'm moving, but Does anybody know if it's a full moon today? Because we still, in Colorado, we get the moon and the sun at the same time. There's a portion of time where they're both up. And like very clearly too. It's like they're arguing. Or fighting for who's going to take control. Is it moon or sun? And we know when the sun comes up, it's taking over. So whatever comes out of the east, that's going to be the winner. But the moon's still up really big and bright. It looks full. Don't know though. I can't believe I made the wrong turn, you guys. Or didn't make my exit. The traffic is really bad. On the other side, there was a huge accident. I'm on 270, which is a loop around Denver, but it's the inner loop. And then we have a toll road 470 that goes around the whole Denver metro and all of the suburbs and to the airport. And I'm on 270, which can get very hectic. And I'm heading into the tech center, which is exactly what it sounds like. It is all tech jobs. All the tech buildings are down there. Everything, you know. Any big company you can think of has a big building down in the tech center. And all these people are headed there, and somehow I couldn't get over because the other side of traffic was dead, so there were people to go at every exit getting off, and I think what they're doing is flipping around, and even though it's taking them in the opposite direction for a while too, I think it's still worth it because it looked like it was going to be a while before that accident was cleaned up. I couldn't really make out the details of the accident. I just saw it was 3 or 4 cars, and there was about 5 cops, and you know, maybe that's normal for an accident sometimes in some cities, but here in Denver, you're lucky to get 1 cop in an accident. In fact, usually they just tell you take each other's information, and they give you a website and just say to go there and enter it, both parties, and then you'll get notified via email because our police force doesn't have time for that crap. So they, you know, and you can get, if you're able to pull over to the, this is a funny thing in Denver, if you're able to pull over to the side shoulder, you have to fully, and I know you're supposed to in anywhere, but here if you don't, and like you could have, and a cop gets there, they can write you a reckless driving ticket, 6 points. So how messed up is that? If you get in an accident and your car still runs, and you're sitting there and you're from out of town or something, and you're used to, some states are, you know, I don't know if they still do, but used to say don't move your cars if you're in an accident. Well, here in Colorado, they're like, you better move them. But if you don't live here and you're driving through, you might not know that. Hopefully, you know, the other party does, and they're like, dude, we got to get these cars out of here, or they'll get theirs out and say, you got to move that car, man, you can get the ticket. But you know, if somebody's from out of town and they're in front of you, and you're from Colorado and you smash into them and they stay in the lane, they stay on the highway, and you pull over to the shoulder, I mean, how comfortable are you going to be with going up to that person going, hey man, sorry I hit you, also you got to pull your car over? I don't know. I would, because I know how much trouble that person could get in, and they didn't. Most likely, the cop wouldn't write the ticket. We actually have some pretty. I don't know how everybody feels about their areas. I know every area. It's like gig work, market to market, right? But but our police are pretty good, especially for a huge city. They're very kind. You know, there's not a chip on their shoulder. They're all business, but they know how to smile. You know, if you crack a joke, you can make them laugh. They're nice people, approachable, but they are very tactical and serious as well. So, yeah, enough said. I don't know why Rideshare Lisa's in here. I think I said hi to her, and I think she was one of the names I saw go by, but I don't know why YouTube Live does this. This is why I don't like it either, is because I can't tell who's in here. I guess that shouldn't matter, but that is the one thing I see when I'm not seeing the chat. I just see how many thumbs up and how many people in here, and Lisa, I think, told me that the YouTube thing is never right when you just live YouTube it. And you know, the one thing is though, maybe if I get used to this system for these, maybe for a while anyway, I will stick with this because I do know, because again, I do know StreamYard too well. I don't want to be even tempted to look, you know, so this is good because when I stop I can look. All you guys in chat know how to, there's enough, I'm guessing that the people who are in here, I'm guessing at least half of them have mod wrenches, and the others I might even know and haven't given you a mod wrench yet, because I believe in the mod wrench posse, man. If you're good people, you get a mod wrench, you get a mod wrench from me, because I don't want somebody else timing you out. I don't want, you know, I just make sure that you're a real account, you've been around, we know each other, or I've seen you in other chats, I know you. Somehow, as long as like it's like a verified thing, as long as I can verify you, I'm going to give you a mod wrench, because it just makes it a lot easier to share links, to help me out. I mean, you never know. A lot of the mods that I have might not be in a live or something, and then I give it to somebody new, and they are in here, and then one of those porn sites comes through in the chat and starts, you know, bombarding even, and you guys can snipe it. So I'm all about having snipers on my team. Snipers. Not gang. And is Van, you guys know Van, right? Okay, Van lives in Denver too, and Van isn't just known for take the bus, bozo. He's also known for well, I actually won't say on this stream because it goes down a rabbit hole that I would be too tempted to talk about something else, and something else that happened recently that I don't want to get anybody in any trouble. But Van's my boy. What I will say, I can say this. So Van dubbed Tony, me, Faith when she was here, Entree Courier, all of us that drive here in Denver, and I'm sure I'm forgetting a few, but Mile High Gig Gang. So we do Mile High Gig Gang. And if you don't like it, take the bus, bozo. And my other favorite of Vans, you know, of course, is hide your money, people. There's poor people around. Oh, because I took that wrong way, I never come this way. And I'm seeing, as the sun's rising, I'm seeing that it just perfectly hit the IKEA letters on the IKEA store. It's like a rainbow. It's like telling me to go in there. But I hate IKEA, you guys. I mean, I have an ex-girlfriend that lives down in Lone Tree, and we got some of her stuff from IKEA. And I have never seen so many steps that are not necessary. I've never seen so many steps for it. It's like, you know, when you build something that you buy somewhere and you got to build a TV stand or table or whatever you're doing. It's like, you know, let's say it's 32 steps from somewhere. In everything from IKEA is like 1,000 steps. It's like, come on, guys, like, really? You know, I don't know. When I was helping her build some things, I was like, why is all this necessary? And I know IKEA is huge. I mean, I don't know how many people still really love IKEA and go there, but it's a monster store everywhere it is. So, and for those of you, now it's showing just 3 in the chat. There were just way more, but not for those of you that can remember this. If anybody remembers this, and not on a Thursday. Obviously, we got the Thursday roundtable tonight, and it's gonna be a good one too, guys. Join us. It's always a good one, but it's gonna be a good one tonight. But on another live stream where I can maybe tell the story, or even if you catch me in Discord or something, or somewhere a little more private, I will tell you. You guys can ask me about my cousin, IKEA, and Detroit, and how they all fit together. I have a very, very crazy story, in fact. So if anybody can remember that, I will share it. But you'll have to remember and bring it up. Just don't ever bring it up on a Thursday. I mean, you can put it in the chat, but I'll have to say I can't talk that. So after I got through that traffic, it might drop the time down a little bit, but it did not. It still says 7-Eleven. Luckily, I've been coming to this Sherwin-Williams specifically almost daily since, probably, since last week. I've probably been here, I don't know, 4 different days since like last Wednesday. I've been here 4 different days. And it's like a mega Sherwin-Williams. It's only open on the weekdays, so it's only out of the last 8 days I've been there, half of the days at least. But I am taking a double order today, as I said in the beginning of the video. The first one I saw that come through was for only 10 pounds of paint, and so to me it's like that's like trim and stuff like that. That they must just be like one last bucket short, and the pay was good if you lived next to this Sherwin-Williams. It would be really good pay. Me having to come down to it wouldn't have been, it might have been, no, it wouldn't have. But then to get another Sherwin-Williams order that was a lot bigger, made it well worth it, because the second one that I took, I would have just taken without the first one, and they're going relatively close to each other. I will know here shortly after I drop off the first one, or maybe even, actually I might know as soon as the exact. I gave you guys it'll probably be 6-7 miles, but here's fingers crossed, because they use the radius zones, that it's 2 or 3 between the 2 different locations, or maybe even in the same new build. I don't know if I'm super lucky. That would just be amazing. But regardless, I don't mind. And when it's all said and done, I will go through the numbers. Oh, now I know. Okay, so now how far? 7 minutes. I'm gonna get there a minute shyer now. I'm gonna get there at 7:10, not 7:11. That bugs me, because I am an on-time person with these, and I've learned on time with Curri means a ton, because it's hot shot runs, it's somebody needing something right now, or at the end of the day. That's why a lot of evening scheduled ones come through, because it's like at the end of the day, the foreman or whatnot will look and say, oh my gosh, we're this much short here, and they'll put in all these orders. So this didn't used to happen, but I'll have a queue of like 13 different orders for scheduleds. What comes through in the day can vary day to day. It just depends. But the scheduleds in the mornings are getting really good, and the organization of them is getting really good. There's tons of scheduled offers in the morning now. Oh my gosh. I almost turned on this street, guys, right down there. It doesn't mean much to you by me saying that, but down that street is the guy I used to work for when I was driving black car service and limos. And he's a character, I'll tell you. So... And again, I'm down in Tony's neck of the woods, or the Driven's neck of the woods. I got Parker Police next to me. I'm more of a preferred Denver police type guy. I just know those guys. Yeah. And actually, when I say that, I truly do, because when I ran the bar, we were in the police off-duty program because it was in Lodo, which can be a bit wild and crazy. After, you know, I don't even want to say after midnight. It can get wild there. And there were some years that some really serious stuff went down in like a 2 to 3 week period, almost nightly. And so after that, and it was during baseball season too, and the Rockies Stadium was right across the street. But they had the SWAT team in full gear on every corner for like a while, and it was crazy. I mean, there was tear gas and other things because I don't know. I don't want to say it's gangs, but it's gangs. There were some gangs coming down there to a local dance club that was about a block away from our bar that were just going in there to make the problems and then going outside. And I mean, just to give you like one crazy instance that I remember was a guy took his fist at walked into the street, took his fist, punched through a driver's window, and pulled the guy out through the driver's window. So the guy came out of Market 41 was the club. It's no longer there. I think now it's called some, I don't even know. It's been a couple things, I believe. But literally punched through the window, pulled the guy out, beat him to all nothing, and wasn't even to steal the car, just did it. And then other people thought, it just got really nasty for a while. And so, yeah, we had off-duty police officers that would be in uniform. They started an off-duty police officer thing in District 2, and so we were able to, for $40 an hour, we could, for 4 hours on Thursday, Friday, Saturday night, we could have a police officer at the door in uniform who would not do anything unless he absolutely had to, because he's off duty. So our door guy handled pretty much everything. He was just there more of a sign of force. And now, if anything major, gun, anything like that would have gone down, knife, he would have jumped in. But even then, usually, if something got wild, he would prefer to call another police officer who is on duty. And I'm sure you guys can do the math on why that worked, because this was a cash payout thing. And it might sound underhanded to you guys, but don't forget that police officers are good ones, are way underpaid, and put their lives on the line. And yeah, I just giving them $160 cash to make sure our bar's safe just made sense. And all the other bars were doing it. So that's another problem, is that if you were the one bar not doing it, again, you guys can do the math and realize that that really didn't work. It didn't work either. So, okay, I am 3 minutes out from this place, and then I will probably go dark while I run in and try and load up, and hopefully not get in trouble for being late. And hopefully there's been no issue about a sign. I have not seen a thing come through, but again, I really don't watch things when I'm driving. It comes from probably my rideshare days, because some bad habits were learned during my rideshare days, and I'm talking about the 2015 years, when you had 3 seconds or 4 seconds to accept a ride, and it flashed at you like it would give you a seizure, you know, kind of thing. So I don't know why such the weird route today, but okay. I mean, even this part, even after I made the wrong turn, oh, there's the racket club. Okay, I see where I'm going. All right, so I've made it. Looks like there's 4 people in here, and hey, Lisa, if you're still in here, it says there's 4 people, 9 likes, and it is 7:09, so it's 9:09 Eastern. If you can put 9:09 and put what you see, I'd be interested to know if it matches up. Because maybe it's just me as I drive. They just can't keep it updated. I don't know. But what the hell are you telling me? I don't know. Yeah. And this place does not like me finding this place at all. Curri Club. Okay, something's up here. Oh, there we go, 20 mile. Okay. Oh, I missed that. There it is. There we go. Shit, 7:13. I'm 13 minutes late. This is not good. Okay. Hopefully, oh my gosh, there's a lot of trucks here too. And there is I think that I just saw what I need to do. I need to try and back into that. Man, there's 4 Sherman-Williams. There's 4 Sherman-Williams guys here. Okay, I'm here, you guys. I got to deal with this. So I will take you in with me because I'm going to need this. But you will go. It will go dark here for a minute, you guys. And I don't really know. I have not watched that side of it. And by the time it's done editing, it takes it out. So I really don't know what happens. But just bear with me, and I will be back. It will probably go dark here in a minute. Hey guys, a little, oh wait, why is it backwards? What's going on here? Oh, it's putting it out the front. I don't want to reverse the image. You guys don't want to look at the dashboard. There we go. So it looks like it's saying about, it's going to take about a half hour. The second delivery is right next door to the first. So, or not right next door, but it's like just around the corner. So we will see. Okay. So it looks like it's going to be about, let's see, what time did I start? 6:40, half hour, 7:40. And then I'll have to make my way back home. Yeah, okay, it looks like the money will be pretty, so it's going to take me round trip from the house probably about an hour and 45 minutes. And the payout should be just shyly over $100. Again, I'm estimating here, but we'll see. So I'm curious to know if you guys could put in the comments, because I absolutely will go through and read them after I drop these. But if you guys could put in the comments I'm sorry, I'm drawing a blank. I really being late threw me off with Curri. It's like with all the other apps, a little late. You do what you can do. Rideshare, you can't get there any faster than you can. Like some of the food ones, you just, I mean, we all shouldn't do this, but it's like, you're trying to time things out in multi-app, and it's, I mostly put the blame on the companies here, like DoorDash and stuff, for providing low base pay and no tip transparency. Because why should you bust your tail when we're ICs and they're not even telling you what you're going to get paid? I mean, it surprises me how many of us even do jobs that aren't transparent. And I've done them before too. I did Uber and Lyft for years. I've got tons of rides under my belt for rideshare. But and they were never that transparent. There was always a way to do the math in your head, kind of, but it's always, even when they fix something, they screw up another thing. But some of these apps fully transparent, so I like to be on time when it pays really well and when it's telling me all the details I needed to take the order. So. But yeah, it might even be a little, I'm going to need to look. It might even be a little more. I shouldn't have thrown those numbers out, but worst case scenario, it's going to be at least $55 an hour, at least. For the, and that's like if I need 2 hours, if I'd make a stop, I have a full tank of gas, so I probably won't need to do that. But like round trip from my house, if it takes 2 hours, it's still going to be $55 an hour. So I'll have to do the breakdown at the very end. I'll drop a short on the earnings because I might not be able to do it. I just am going to want to get out of here, but or maybe I'll do it. I don't know why I'm so spacey today. I didn't get much sleep last night. Actually, the past probably 3 or 4 nights I've been getting awful sleep. I don't know if it's allergies. And yesterday I had them. I don't get these a lot, or barely ever actually. I had a sneeze attack for like 2 hours. It was just itching, and when you're having them, it's just like anything you do, like to just try and breathe through it a little bit, it itches it or tickles it, and then you sneeze again, and oh boy. But yeah, these are all new builds or semi-new builds, even where I am now and where I'm going, new builds, Castle Rock. If you've heard me tell the tale of not ever wanting to go to Colorado Springs because I don't like going past the traffic of Castle Rock, that is 100% true. But I am going to Castle Rock and then turning back around, and it's bad traffic all the time going to Colorado Springs and Colorado Springs to Denver because of the Castle Rock area, and so it's always log jam. But I think I will avoid it. It's early enough in the morning where I just think I'm going to do okay with that. I think people will be at work by then, by the time I'm coming back, or even if not, it should just be the stragglers. But so it appears like the stream is still going. I don't even know if it is. Shows, again, like I'm seeing one person in here, 10 likes. And I know when I go into Curri, I know because I've had people tell me, Gary, and some other people have told me that, I'm like, don't you see the interaction when I'm in there? And they said, no, it goes to black. The screen goes to black when you minimize YouTube on your phone. The screen goes to black while you're in the location and talking and all that. But what I see is after the video processes, there isn't that time. It's not like with StreamYard where you have to go, if there is dark time like that, you have to go in and edit it out, right? It's not like that. I guess that YouTube edits that out and just pushes the gap right together. So I guess that is one perk about doing these live on YouTube, because for me, I do go dark a little bit when I'm talking to the people at Sherwin-Williams or contractors or whatever. But the director of that facility and foreman, Brian, he's awesome. He's starting, seems like we're starting to get a bond. I have a bond at the Leafsdale Sherman-Williams that I always use, which is like 2 miles from my house. But I love this Supercenter one, because with the other one, like I've said, a lot of the time, and I'm loading my own stuff at this one too, but they have 10 dollies. It's just very clean, nice setup. It's got 10 dollies when you walk in that you're able to use, and they're paint dollies, so they don't have the bottom thing to scoop them up. They have like a thing that grabs the 5 gallon, or the 5 gallon drum buckets, and it grabs the bottom one with like a C shape, and then you just keep your hand on it and you can pull like up to 3 at a time, real easy. But it's nice how it just like slips in. It's like Sherman-Williams made their own dollies for these for their paint things. It's pretty cool. At the other location, it's like, hey, you know how to operate a pallet jack? It's like, okay. You know how to do a hand truck? Luckily, production work has come in handy for even things I might not have the skill set as far as a construction worker says. Oddly enough, with a lot of things, I can just do them, because in production, it's like, hey, go do that, and they don't care if you know how to do it or not. It's more like, figure it out, we need to get that done, we're in a hurry. So I'm kind of a self-taught I don't know, with some of the things that some people want to show you how to do correctly and whatnot. Some of them are super easy, like pallet jack and whatnot, very easy. Hand trucks, easy. So could I go to Long Beach, California, and unload the ships that come over from overseas with the containers? No. Do not have that skill set, and that is not one you can teach yourself. And if you guys ever have seen that job's intense. It looks cool, it's intense, but it pays like a madman. Man, if you can be, I don't even know what they are. It's not a forklift. It's some kind of lift though. But you're way up in the sky and you're just dropping a crane. Maybe it's a crane operator. I don't know. But you're dropping a crane down to these boats, and they move a little, so it kind of reminds me of that game you see, where the claw goes down and is supposed to get you, like a stuffed animal or something, but you can never get it. It drops it all the time. It kind of reminds me of that, because the reason I say that's the boat moves a little, even if it's ported, it's like moving in the waves. It's got to be hard to grab those. So 19 minutes left. Oh, actually, yeah, we're gonna be good. It will be probably about an hour 45, hour 50 for me to get home. I'm happy with this. I lost about 17 minutes today with the reroute, and that's just one of those things where you got to know your market. And yes, I do know my market, but because of what I think because of that accident, it made it triple crowded, and so my normal way of driving, I couldn't get over. I was in 5 lanes, and I couldn't get over to where I normally cut over. I couldn't get over all the way, so. Some people in Colorado, I don't know, how many of you guys keep your lights on auto so that they detect and decide when they need to be on? Because when the sun is rising here, you are blinded, literally blinded. Everybody here wears sunglasses, but a lot of people they turn their lights on in the morning. And I've even seen drivers, and this is just weird to me, like as the sun cracks, they turn light off. I don't know if you've only lived in Colorado for a day, people, but don't do that. Like, leave your lights on until the blinding sun is out of the way, because a black car was in my rear view and I almost didn't see it because his lights were off in the sun. So when we stop, I will try and show you Castle Rock and the view of the Rockies from there. Depends where in Castle Rock we are. Might even, if I'm up on the plateau, I might even be able to get you a shot of the Air Force Academy in Colorado Springs. Maybe we'll even see something take off. It's pretty cool. But I'll at least show you guys where it is and kind of maybe make some sense of some things if I have a view. If I don't have a view, won't do it. Sorry guys, smack that like for the guy who's tired this morning. and I've been, last 2 days have been pretty busy for me because we do the para roundtable recording every Monday, and that's a lot of work because it's not like Thursday roundtable where we all bring in some subjects and we talk about some news, and I have to very much lay it out and still keep it real and keep my voice to it, but it's a lot of work preparing for the para ones. It is for any round table, trust me, but it is for the para one big time. But then Tuesday, before the new year, we want to get these 3 pieces out on para for the driver rights movement. Again, driverrights.org, driver rights.org. Go there and put your email in. You won't be spammed at all, and it's not about digital strikes and which I call taking a day off when you strike a gig platform. And I don't believe in unions, all that. So what it is, it's just that we want full transparency. David has it down to the 4 simple facts. We have the right to know where we're going. We have the right to decide how we do that work. We have the right to our data and full transparency. So if you go put your name on that, we have over 60,000 signatures. I mean, the Instacart strikes that they would do from the platforms had maybe 100 people, 200 in the country, take the day off and didn't even make a surge or anything, and everybody still worked and there wasn't even a hiccup, and that made the gig company or Instacart happy because they thought, okay, I think in the beginning they were like, what will this strike do? And the strike actually probably hurt the cause that those people wanted, because it showed that it didn't even cause a hiccup for 1 second on the Instacart platform. And I think a lot of the strikes against platforms have shown that exact same thing. And to be honest, guys, I think that empowers these gig apps even more. So I'm all for trying to get them to fly straight, be a little more, transparency is it. If you show me everything, I can't blame or be mad at those companies anymore. I can just simply choose not to work them. But to start asking for more and better pay, I think that goes down a road where all you're really asking for in the end is a union. So, and even if there's an agreement made, it might look good on paper, but I don't know. And my point to that is these driver right movement, or the driver rights movement videos that we're doing for para, we're doing 3. One came out last week, one comes out today, one came out last night even, it might have dropped, and then the 3rd one next week. We wanted to get them all in before the new year because as many signatures out there as we can. There's even a way on the driverrights.org to have something sent to elected officials in your district that's kind of pre-written out, so you're just putting your name to it. But simply, you can just add your email, and it helps the cause. And our cause is just transparency and the right to use whatever tools we want as independent contractors, because in the independent contractor definition, that is allowed. You are allowed to use all tools that you decide, because that is your job, and whatever helps you do that job best is totally allowed. So, getting closer here. And the traffic going back does look already pretty bad, but it's moving at least. And what, oh, because it's still early. Oh, okay. Don't do it. Don't do it. He did it. Alright, so now I got 2 people with me. I had 5. I don't think that... I wish this thing didn't even show. I wish there was a way to hide it, because... I don't know, I don't even know why, but just... I'm not even sure I'm getting any kind of actual reads. So. For those of you listening to me, right on! And I will say to this, again, guys, I am 11 minutes out. Afterwards, I will break it down for you guys. We'll break it all down on this. I'm not going to make it short. That's just too much to ask you guys to go back and watch that. So at this point, if you're in, stick in it to win it, and we'll go through it. I'll tell you exactly what happened, miles, everything. And I'll be stopped, so I'll be able to focus on it. I will have delivered everything, so I'll just be able to focus on it. I'll just give a quick breakdown, money made, all this stuff, and yeah, so... Why is it so quiet in here? Just kidding. Oh boy. Oh, I know what I didn't have my coffee this morning. Yeah. That's the problem. That's why the brain isn't working. Okay. Well, I'm gonna get these done at this point. Yeah, I think I've just been really tired after the past, because for the Paris stuff, by the way, we filmed all 3 DRMs, driver rights movements, videos in one day, or the 2 and 3. We did a 30-minute one, the first one last week, and it posted, but then we did 2.5 hours worth that I've had to edit down, so I had to do a lot of editing with that one too. And then I did the Para Roundtable or Para Presents on Monday, and there's a lot of research again that goes into that one every week, because it's based around the guests, the topic I choose, and if Para and the Para Works portions or any of the Para features that I decide to include into that week. God damn, the sun is out bright. But yeah, I just think I'm on low sleep, and I've had some allergies or something. I don't know what it is. So it says 7 minutes out. So probably about 10 more minutes on this. Well, no, I gotta unload, but maybe, you know, under 15 minutes left in this stream, that's for sure, because I will be there and I will be unloaded at both. And this might be up in the hill. Okay, we'll see. We'll see. It's night and day, guys, coming down here. Like if I'm in Denver, if I go on I-70, I-25 north can have some traffic, but the areas up there, not at all. Anything on 36 up towards Boulder, anything on 70 all the way to Golden and into the mountains. But anything 25 south of the city it just reminds me of other cities. Like we have bad traffic in Denver on 70, but I know how to avoid those times. Down here, it's just traffic all the time. And I don't like traffic. Place needs a light. That can't be it. Next one. All right. Yeah, next one. Here we go. So let's see. Okay. We are going to be 2 miles away. I'm now turning off the main street in Castle Rock to some subdivision that looks like it might go up into the hills. So I might be able to give you guys a very nice view. I can see Pikes Peak very well from here. Pikes Peak is a 14er. Longs is kind of on the front range, but Pikes is the only one that's literally on the front range. Longs is set back a bit, but you can kind of see it. Pikes is right there, just south of Colorado Springs, right on. It's like the 14er that hits the front range, really.